Look, I need to tell you something that might just shock you. The average British person is consuming over 4 pounds of mayonnaise every single year. 4 pounds. That's like eating a whole bag of flour's worth of mayo. But here's the part that really gets me, the bit that nobody is talking about. Those creamy, delicious brands sitting in your fridge right now, they are absolutely packed with something that could be slowly damaging your health. And I'm not being dramatic. Today, I'm going to expose 7 popular UK mayonnaise brands that you need to avoid at all costs. Plus, I'll show you exactly what to buy instead. Trust me, after you see what I found, you'll never look at mayo the same way again. So, here's where this whole mess started. Back in the day, centuries ago, real mayonnaise was simple. Your great-great-grandmother would have made it with olive oil, egg yolks, maybe a splash of vinegar. That's it. 3 ingredients. Real food. But then, around the early 1900s, the Industrial Revolution came for our food. And let me tell you, it wasn't pretty. Companies figured out they could make oils from seeds, stuff like rapeseed, sunflower seeds, and soybeans. Sounds healthy, right? Here's the kicker. These seeds don't naturally want to give up their oil. So, what do? They blast them with insane heat, temperatures that would literally cook your dinner. Then they use chemical solvents, and get this, hexane. That's the same stuff they use in gasoline. I'm not making this up. The result? What used to be a natural fat becomes this damaged, chemically altered substance that your body doesn't even recognize. And that's what's in your mayo jar right now. Think about it. When was the last time you squeezed oil out of a rapeseed with your bare hands? Never. Because it's impossible. Yet somehow, these companies are extracting gallons of it. That should tell you everything you need to know. Now, let me break down the real problem here. It's something called linoleic acid. It sounds fancy, but it's basically the main omega-6 fat that's flooding these seed oils. Here's what absolutely blew my mind when I was researching this. Our ancestors, the people who lived long, healthy lives without modern diseases, they got maybe 1 to 2% of their daily calories from this stuff. 1 to 2%. But today, oh man, today is a different story. Just 1 tablespoon of regular mayonnaise made with soybean oil contains nearly 6 grams of linoleic acid. 1 tablespoon. If you're eating about 2,000 calories a day, that single serving shoots your linoleic acid intake up to 5.4% of your daily calories. That's 5 times higher than what humans evolved eating. And here's where it gets really interesting. Because the science on this is actually developing right before our eyes. Recent animal studies are showing some pretty concerning stuff. When researchers fed rats diets high in linoleic acid, they saw increased inflammatory markers in the blood. The rats' arteries started showing signs of inflammation. Their immune systems went haywire. Now, I know what you're thinking. Okay, but what about humans? Well, that's where it gets complicated. Some studies in humans haven't shown the same dramatic effects. But here's the thing that just came out in 2019, and this is huge. Researchers found that how you respond to linoleic acid depends on your genes. They discovered that people with different versions of something called the FADS1 gene react completely differently to the same amount of linoleic acid. Some people saw reduced inflammation and better blood sugar. Others saw the exact opposite. Their inflammation went up, their blood sugar got worse. This could explain why some people seem fine eating seed oils while others develop chronic health issues. It's like we all walking around not knowing if we in the group that gets hurt by this stuff. Alright, let's get to the meat of this. These are the 7 UK mayonnaise brands I found that are absolutely loaded with these problematic seed oils. Brand number 1, Hellmann's Real Mayonnaise. Oh, the irony of calling it real mayonnaise. I looked at the label, and you know what the main ingredient is? Rapeseed oil. 78% of this stuff is rapeseed oil, nearly 4 out of every 5 grams. Plus, they throw in calcium disodium EDTA, That's a synthetic preservative that they literally make from formaldehyde and sodium cyanide. Yeah, you heard that right. Formaldehyde, the stuff they use to preserve dead bodies. Brand number 2, Heinz Mayonnaise. Now Heinz, they're being sneaky about this. Their label says 70% vegetable oil, but they do uneven tell you what specific oils they're reusing. When I dug deeper, I found out why. They said it's to ensure they meet recipe specifications while avoiding supply issues. Translation: they use whatever cheap seed oil they can get their hands on. Could be sunflower, could be soybean, could be a mix. You literally have no idea what you're eating. And brand number 3, Tesco Everyday Value Mayonnaise. This one's the worst of the bunch, honestly. Not only is it made with the cheapest seed oil blend they can find, but get this, it has the highest salt content of any mayo I tested. We're talking 1.6 grams per 100 grams. That's almost twice what you'll find in some premium brands. When companies cut costs this aggressively, guess what suffers? Your health. We've got 4 more shocking brands to get through, plus the good stuff I promised to show you what you should be buying instead. Make sure you stick around for that. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more content that helps you take back control of your health. See you in the next one. Brand number 4, Sainsbury's own brand. Same story here. Industrial seed oils, mass production, cost-cutting at every turn. They're following the exact same playbook as every other supermarket chain. Brand number 5, ASDA own brand. Yep, more of the same. Rapeseed oil, sunflower oil, whatever's cheapest that week. These retailers are all buying from the same industrial suppliers. Brand number 6, Coop own brand. Even the Coop, which you'd think might care more about quality, has fallen into this trap. Seed oils, preservatives, the whole industrial package. Brand number 7, Morrison's own brand, and rounding out our list, Morrison's. Another example of putting profit margins ahead of your health. Here's what really gets me about all these brands. Many of them contain over 50% seed oils as their main ingredient. 50%. That means every sandwich you make, every potato salad you eat, you're basically eating a spoonful of industrially processed seed oil. 4. The marketing tricks. But wait, it gets worse. These companies aren't just using cheap oils. They're actively trying to trick you about it. I found this particularly sneaky example. Hellmann's has a product called olive oil mayonnaise. Sounds healthy, right? You'd think it's made with olive oil, but when you read the fine print, and I mean really read it, you'll see that it actually contains canola oil and soybean oil. The main ingredient? Water. Water. They're selling you water with a splash of olive oil and calling it olive oil mayonnaise. This is classic food industry deception. They'll put the healthy-sounding oil in big letters on the front of the package, then hide the real ingredients in tiny print on the back. Other tricks to watch for: terms like vegetable oil or plant oil or oil blend. These are basically code words for we use the cheapest seed oil we could find. And don't even get me started on all the other junk they add. Maltodextrin, modified starches, artificial preservatives. Stuff that has no business being in real mayonnaise. It's all there to make up for the fact that they are reusing damaged oils that QA-oned creates a stable emulsion on their own. 5. What to buy instead. Okay, so you're probably thinking, great, now I can never eat mayonnaise again. But actually, that's not true. There are some really good options available if you know what to look for. Hunter and Gather, these guys are doing it right. They use 100% avocado oil or 100% olive oil. Not a blend, not a mixture. Pure single-source oils. Plus, they use British free-range eggs from Red Lion certified farms. This is how mayonnaise should be made. The Real Food Company, their avocado oil mayo, is incredible. They claim it has the goodness of 12 avocados per jar. No processed seed oils, no artificial preservatives, no sugar. Just real ingredients. You can find these online or in some health food stores. Yes, they cost a bit more than the supermarket brands. But think about it this way. Would you rather pay an extra pound now or pay thousands later in medical bills? Here's what makes these brands different. They use stable, nutrient-dense fats that your body actually recognizes as food. Avocado oil and olive oil resist oxidation. They don't go rancid as easily. They provide lasting energy instead of triggering inflammation. And because they're using quality fats, they don't need all those chemical preservatives and stabilizers. Real mayonnaise, made with real ingredients, naturally preserves itself. 6. Reading labels like a pro. Look, I get it. Not everyone wants to order specialty mayo online. So if you're shopping in regular stores, here's what to look for. First ingredient should always be a healthy oil. Avocado oil, olive oil, coconut oil. Those are your friends. If you see rapeseed oil, canola oil, sunflower oil, or soybean oil, ... Put it back on the shelf. Walk away. Don't even think about it. Next, check the ingredient list length. Real mayonnaise has maybe 4 or 5 ingredients. If you're seeing 10, 12, 15 ingredients, that's not mayonnaise anymore. That's a chemistry experiment. Also, look for the source of the eggs. Free range is always better than caged. The hens are healthier, which means the eggs are more nutritious. And here's a pro tip. Check where it's made. A lot of the good brands are still made in small batches in the UK. The industrial stuff, usually mass-produced in giant factories across Europe. Here's the bottom line. Commercial mayonnaise contains at least 2/3 oil by weight. 2/3. That means your choice of mayo brand is actually a choice about what kind of oil you're re-eating every single day. Those 7 brands I mentioned, they reflooding your system with industrially processed seed oils that your body doesn't know how to handle. Every sandwich, every salad, every recipe, ... It all adds up. But now you know what to look for. You know the tricks they're using. And most importantly, you know there are better options out there. So next time you're in the supermarket, flip that jar around. Read the ingredients. Ask yourself, would my great-grandmother recognize these ingredients as food? If the answer is no, well, you know what to do. What's the mayo situation in your kitchen right now? Let me know in the comments. And if this opened your eyes like it did mine, hit that subscribe button. I've got a lot more food truth coming your way. Stay aware, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.